Welcome back, you beauties. Yes, it is. It's a Wednesday, which means only one thing I can say. Welcome to the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Extra gusto this morning because it's a festive season. It's exploded in our studio. Kudos to our team for an absolutely sterling job redecorating this space. So let's get into the vibe ourselves. And what better way to celebrate than by treating your loved ones to a feast of mouth-watering dishes. This morning we have the incredible Alet Kilchenmann in the kitchen, and she is here to whip up a delicious full menu. But we're going to start with some Mediterranean little treats and these crispy panko olives, followed by a hake burger, and then of course we're going to wrap it up with that zesty sweet treat. So if you've got any questions, please weigh in. This is a discussion. You can send us a voice note 063-408-8863. Alet, so good to have you here.
Thanks, Graham.
We get to lean on 20 years plus experience in this space, okay?
No need to give away my age, but yes.
Okay, because you started when you were a teenager at school, okay? There is clearly a love of this modality of being in the space. You came from PR into this. What drew you into the foodie realm?
It's a very short stint in PR. It was kind of like a placeholder for getting into culinary school.
I love that.
But PR obviously is making all of the connections, and that's what I kind of feel like I'm semi-famous for. So it's all about who you know and then getting yourself into the industry. So PR kind of like, it helped me after chef school to get into the right places.
I love that, your strategic network.
Yes.
You need to be able to
No, you
grow.
can't operate without a network. So I feel like I lean on my network a lot. Whoops. And yeah, 20 years plus, it's been a ride.
Crazy to me, man. Oh, I'm so glad that we've got you back in our kitchen.
Thank you.
And that we're tackling something that I think it's so beautifully suited for South Africa, the Mediterranean palate. It's healthy.
Yes.
It allows for so much more exploration and enjoyment of small flavors all combined together, which I love.
Absolutely.
So where are we jumping off?
Okay, so we're going to do a little seasonal appetizer, and it's basically in layman's terms a stuffed green olive.
Okay.
It's a pimento stuffed green olive that we then dredge in beautiful crumbs. We fry it and we serve it on tzatziki. So this is very Mediterranean, and I don't think there's many cultures that do it as well as like the Mediterranean lifestyle. It's all about abundance, sharing, family, glass of wine, like just celebrating.
And there's
life.
a lot of nutrients in there as well. When you eat like this, it is really healthy. Okay,
It's very
let's
healthy.
dive right in. What do
you are
need me
going
to
to come and crack some eggs here if you don't mind.
Okay.
We've got some really hot oil here. So let's just be mindful of that.
Sure.
You can crack 2 eggs first and you can just lightly beat them. So basically how this works is you're going to take your pimento stuffed olives. You can also use the garlic stuffed ones or the anchovy stuffed ones.
Ooh.
You do not want them to have the pips because it takes away from the beautiful eating experience of like it's like a little popcorn. You pop it into your mouth and eat it, so you don't want pips, right?
I get that.
So basically, what you do first is you drop them into some flour. And I'll tell you why you do the flour first, because you need to create a little barrier so that it sticks to your eggs, right? Or basically so that the egg mixture doesn't just slip off the olive, right?
For sure.
So now I'm going to try not get too messy here.
So surface just to gain that traction.
That's exactly what it is.
In the years of doing this sort of thing, that's the first time someone has explained that to me so succinctly. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. So now we can't really be too clean anymore. So you give it, that's perfect. So now you give these a little shake, okay? And then they go in here. Now you coat them in your egg a little bit. You can also do egg with a little bit of water to not make it too sticky. So just for the fact of this being TV, we obviously have some ready-made here. So then you will do this, and you basically get to that.
And these look absolutely perfect.
And let me tell you,
I love that.
a little bit of a trick here. You can make them the day before, pop them in your fridge, fry them the next day.
I was about to ask, because these look like they've settled quite nicely.
They've settled. You can even go a step further and freeze them. Keep them in your freezer, little Ziploc bag. Pull them out when the doorbell rings. There's people for snacks. Boom, you've got something amazing.
And you've got a level up entree.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. So now let's not splash too much. Oil needs to be hot. You do not need a massive deep fry if you're doing it at home. A little bit of shallow fry is perfectly fine. You do want that crisp, right? So let's just, I don't want to burn
Dare I
you or
even
me.
ask this? Is this something you can pull off in an air fryer?
100%. And then I would suggest, see there's the
And notice how
beautiful.
gingerly, how gently one places.
One has to be very gentle. I don't want to ruin your face. So yes, to your question, air fry, yes. Then I would suggest freeze them the night before and do them from frozen.
Okay.
Here we go. So you want that sizzle, and also don't drop them in, like don't drop all of them in at the same time, because then you're just going to make your oil cold.
I was going to say, you're going to suddenly reduce the surface area of the heat, I suppose. Yeah.
So, Graham, if you don't mind.
I'm learning from you today. Sure. I'm beginning to understand now why we brought you in, actually.
It's been too long.
Where have you been, man, in my life?
I have been having babies and working.
I was about to say, girl, haven't we all?
Yes, absolutely.
Haven't we all? I think we all have a family since the last time we met, which is amazing, man.
Crazy. So, I'm placing a little bit of homemade tzatziki on this plate, right?
Of course.
So the golden crumbs, the crispiness with the creamy, zesty, very light, fresh tzatziki is just the most amazing thing. Glass of white wine and you sort it.
And you're winning. And the saltiness of the olive just wins here for me, where you've got that perfect kind of counterbalance to the tzatziki.
Absolutely.
Just one more note, and maybe this is something, because I think a lot of us are constantly trying to think, okay, if I could deep fry it, I can air fry it, but how? So what is the kind of watchword there in terms of temperature and time, as opposed to doing it in the oil?
So I would say first tip, like I said, make sure that it's nice and cold before it goes in, right? Freeze them or keep them in the fridge overnight. I think that's first prize. I would say you need you need high heat and not for too long. Okay. So probably about 190, and then put it on the setting where you select something that you're cooking something from frozen. So choose that one, 190, I would say, probably for about 6 to 8 minutes. Okay. Give them a good shake in between and you should be sorted. Experiment a little bit. Luckily with these little guys, you can do some testers, you can taste as you go. Absolutely amazing. And they look gorgeous. Yes, they're phenomenal. And I must just say, they are the best when they're nice and warm, but they keep very well once they've been sitting a little bit. So if you want to make this beforehand, it actually is great if it's slightly cooled down as well. So you do something like that. And it's an entertainer's snack. I like this as something, it's a conversation starter. Absolutely. It's the ideal little welcome bowl when someone comes into your house. Yes. What a brilliant way to start our menu. I'm not actually going to ruin this gorgeous picture just yet. I want to see the full menu come together, because I have a feeling this is going to be impactful. And there's a lot of nutrients in here. There's a lot of flavor in here, but it's still relatively light, despite being a deep-fried deliciousness. That's right. And you don't need a lot of it. I promise you, it actually is quite filling. So you need a few of those and you're sorted, you're ready to go onto your main course. Oh, absolutely amazing. I think you understand what we are working with today. If you've got any questions for Alet, please, she is a tome of knowledge and she's just got such a cool way of approaching food, and we're all about that this morning with our Mediterranean-inspired menu. Just take a look at those deep-fried olives. We're going to call them panko olives officially. Absolutely beautiful. The Culinary Hotline continues in a moment. Genius. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here on S3, and it's another edition of the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ding, ding, ding. Thank you. Right, so earlier we had this incredible individual alongside me, Alet Kilchenmann, and she gave us a delightful appetizer. She had a crispy panko olives. I never thought that you could fry olives. I thought olives were only supposed to be in a salad. Next thing you know, they are in a different vibe. It was crazy, but now there's more, because there's a Mediterranean feast building as Alet continues with this Mediterranean journey. And we have a flavorful hake burger. And you know what? It's okay to hake it till you make it, and we are going to make it for you today. So if you have any questions for Chef Alet, please do. One thing about Chef Alet that I know is that this one is just an ocean of talent, a basket of ideas, and she's going to hook you up with all of them on 063 408 8863. Alet, let us do something hake. Yes. Hake burger. Let's do it. Yum. Can you just switch on that oil for us? Okay. Or must I do it? No, I'll do that for you. No, that's it. I thought so. Yes, there we go. Got you. Okay. Thank you. So, Cole, do you love seafood burgers? I love seafood in general. That's it. I do love, I think, especially in summer. Yes. Seafood in summer kind of work with me. Lighter. You know, lighter, brighter. Yes. Yeah. I am a big fan of fish tacos. Yes, and lovely. Anything like a burger that's got a sort of a crusted hake or elements. I love it. Do you know what? I think South Africans are super scared of a fish burger. Why? I don't know. It's delicious.
It's so delicious. I don't think it's South Africans' first choice. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, because we like the grass-fed beef, etc.,
We
etc.
like the
but
Wagyu
thing is,
and we like the crumb
this
chicken,
here,
but this is
they're
something
missing
else.
out. Okay, I need to ask you though.
Ask me.
Not every single piece of fish is the same. Some of
No.
them are way too flaky for a
Yes,
burger. So
yes.
I'm assuming that the coating on this is holding it together
Yes,
for the burger, right?
It is.
Okay.
So I think your safest choice, if you want to go for nice and flaky but firm,
Yes.
will be hake, right?
Okay.
Now, hake is actually quite premium these days. It's not something that you can come by as easily.
True.
Also, you'll see that hake prices have gone up. Why? It is a phenomenal fish.
It really is.
It holds its shape. It doesn't have too many bones. We're also very scared of bones in
Yep.
this country. So we've got a beautiful piece of hake here. Same principle as with the olives. We put it in a beautiful panko crust.
Yeah.
And then we fry that until golden brown.
Okay, so do you want to give it a shot? I think
Yes,
your
I
oil
think
might
we
be
might have.
getting there.
Let's just take this off. 'cause
Okay, great.
first do
And
not want
we're going to do a
burn you.
switcheroo now, because
You
you need to
switcheroo.
work on this station. Okay,
Yes,
so...
you switcheroo. And then, Carl,
Yes.
as you can see, we've got a beautiful, let me do this. We've got a beautiful, what do you call it? A little brioche bun there.
Okay, well, when you say brioche, you obviously
Yes.
want to be fancy with me.
Very fancy.
What I love about the brioche bun is that it's obviously the butter content is a lot more than a normal bun, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
So it's high in butter. It's
Yeah.
almost got a little bit of a sweet flavour to it.
Yes, I love brioche.
So then when you toast it in a pan, like we've done previously, it gives you that little golden crust, right? Which is what we want.
Yes.
When we have a
We
burger.
need.
Look at that.
And it's
Beautiful.
shiny like that,
It's
right?
shiny,
Okay.
it's soft, it's sweet, it's delicious, it's Moorish. So while this is doing its thing, I'm shallow frying it. I'm not deep frying it.
Okay.
So we'll flip it over just in a little bit. So let's set this up.
Okay, let's do it, yeah.
So I know, being a mom, that garnish on a burger is not necessarily everyone's favorite. Tomato, gherkins, lettuce. I feel like
yeah.
that is not everyone's vibe. So what I'm doing today is I'm doing it a little bit different.
Okay.
We're going to be adding a ribbon of carrots and courgettes. A little bit different.
Okay, when you say
Baby
courgettes,
marrow.
do you want to get fancy with me with the courgettes there? I thought
Baby
you were going to say
marrow.
zucchini or baby marrow, but
Yeah.
now you want to say courgettes
Yeah,
with me.
it's all the same thing.
Okay, cool.
It's
and
all
I see
about
you
the
have a
terminology.
carrot in here as well.
A carrot,
Okay,
yeah.
cool, that's great.
A few pieces of carrot.
Yes.
So let's set this up.
And then you got allium here.
So
if you want to be fancy.
This allium, yeah, that's been pickled, right?
Okay,
so pickled
great.
allium.
Are you saying vinegar infused allium?
Vinegar infused with
Okay.
a touch of sugar.
Thank you.
And herbs.
Okay.
So what I've got here is a lemon aioli.
Oh, where's it again? You know what? We're
You
going to
know?
be fancy this whole thing. If you want to know, as part of the Culinary Hotline, any of our culinary words, feel free. But now we've got an aioli going down. And
Yes.
aioli is something you can actually make at home if you want to get really fancy with it, right? You
absolutely. So aioli is mayonnaise.
Yes.
Let's just put that out
That's
there.
it.
So this is a very basic lemon mayonnaise.
Okay, great.
Lemon, fish. I mean,
Done.
There's no
It's-
better marriage,
It's
right?
basically tartar sauce, you know
It's
what I mean?
basically
tartar.
Basically.
Basically.
So
Okay.
let's just, for the sake of this happening,
Yeah.
leave that bad boy for a little while longer.
Okay.
So lemon mayo down.
Down,
A little bit
a carrot.
of our
and
carrot
courgette.
and courgette mixture for the crunch, and also just, you know,
A textural. It's important to have texture. And I'm
a
going to ask
texture.
you about the... So hake, I said, the reason why people steer away from hake at a burger is because it's very flaky. It's fall apart. But now you've obviously crumbed it.
Yes.
So are there other fish that you may be inclined to recommend for a hake burger, or in fact another burger with a
Yes.
different variant of fish?
Absolutely.
What would you suggest?
so you know what, I would probably, I mean, you can go fancy and you can do some salmon.
Oh, okay.
We could go one step further and do a lobster tail.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Why not?
Why not?
Yes, but then again, a lobster tail, you have to make sure that whatever source you get it from is sustainably sourced. So that's
100%.
another thing. You've got to be cognizant as to where your seafood comes from, right?
Absolutely, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But also you can do a beautiful piece of king clip.
Love king clip.
And then for me,
Yes.
the ultimate is just use a prawn. Panko your prawns exactly like you do your fish.
And then have, because I told you I love fish tacos, and that's like the
There you
same
go.
concept, right?
Exactly.
Ah, this is
so
great.
Prawn burger is probably my favorite. And then you can even dabble, if you're not as into the seafood,
Okay.
you can go halloumi cheese.
Oh, stop. Okay.
Yes.
I'm ready for you.
Yes.
This is great. So here's the thing about seafood, and I mean, you as somebody who has just a basket of talent, you know, an ocean of ideas with regard to seafood,
Yes.
the cooking times in seafood, often they evade people. If you got a slab of steak, it's like usually, you know, you can do 3.5 rest.
Yes.
It's fine, right?
Yes, 100%.
This is different.
It is. So it's all about how are you going to cook it? Are you frying? Are you grilling?
All right. Okay.
If you're grilling, you need a very clean grill.
Yes.
You need to make sure that your grill has a temperature gauge on it. You do not want your grill to be too hot, especially if you're working with white fish, right?
Aha.
So not too hot and not
Yes.
too much oil either. You're going to burn it.
Yeah.
So a piece of hake like this in a deep fryer shouldn't take more than 3 to 4 minutes,
Okay,
right?
great.
If you're grilling it
Yes.
and your temperature is correct on your grill, I would probably say about 3 minutes on each side max also. You don't want to overcook it because...
That's the thing. It becomes so
sacrilege.
rubbery.
Yes,
and
exactly.
almost powdery. Sometimes with hake.
Yes.
Hake, I find, if you overcook it, it becomes powdery.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties. Yes, this is the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting. I love it. We'll go a higher octave next week. But we've got the amazing Alet, and she's wowed us with her crispy panko olives. Massive, massive win. I think you're going to do them weekly. Delicious, fresh hake burger. 2 dishes. Perfect for any Mediterranean feast. I think perfect for our climates. Now, to wrap up our menu, we are finishing off with a zesty treat. It's quick, it's easy, and it is bursting with flavor. And if you have any questions for Chef Alet, this is your time. Join in the discussion. Drop us a voice note, 0634088863. She knows everything. You know everything.
I'm not going to
you
say
do,
that, but
'cause
thanks,
you're a woman.
Greg.
You know everything. When it comes to us, you really do. You have got this down. The approach to a Mediterranean menu gives you so many kind of jumping off points.
Yes.
How would you recommend someone approaches this style of cooking for themselves? Because there's so many ways that you can kind of explore.
Yes, like I said previously, Graham, for me, Mediterranean cooking and the Mediterranean lifestyle is all about sharing.
It's
Around the
social,
table, it's abundance,
yes.
it's social, there's a lot of platter style kind of eating, sitting around a big table, sharing, dipping into the olive oil. There's a lot of that, which makes it such it's like a heartwarming type of experience, right?
A lot of seafood.
Lots of seafood.
A lot of fresh fish because we have
Exactly.
access to that. Use it.
Absolutely. So that's Mediterranean eating for me, and also there's a lot of healthy eating that goes with it, right? Like the fresh, like the olive oils and the beautiful tomatoes and the olives. So I feel like the Mediterranean lifestyle kind of lends itself to living a lot longer.
Oh, no, 100%. And living down here, because we get amazing produce, we know where it comes from, and I think that's the way, having recently returned from Barcelona, where they've got some of the best produce in the world, some of the best farming practices in the world.
That's right.
I kept thinking to myself, man, I wish a South African chef had cooked that, because we understand the value of these ingredients. So I get that.
We do.
Lest we forget, we are rounding off our little Mediterranean menu with something that is beautiful and delicate and really simple. So talk me through different.
Yes.
Talk me through our zesty celebration here.
So basically, I mean, in South Africa, we love to finish our meals with something creamy. Like, we love our ice cream, don't we?
Yeah.
So I thought, let's do something a little bit different, and everyone might not love it because it is a tad different. So it's a combination of beautiful ice-cold vanilla ice cream, and then we do something that is slightly unheard of, and we add a lemon-infused olive oil.
Oh,
just
get out of town.
a touch.
Wow.
And that oiliness and cuts through the cream of the ice cream, and it kind of like gives you this well-rounded kind of mouthfeel.
The lemon kind of undertone there as well.
That's it. So just not too much, just a little drizzle of that.
It looks beautiful.
Yes. And then what we do is we make a little bit of lemon zest.
But I love this because it's not overkill. And bearing in mind, you've probably taken in a lot of different flavors. Your palate is well spent by this stage of an evening. So just to hammer it with a shotgun of sugar is silly when you've got the nuance of these kind of flavors. And that's when you introduce a salty or a little bit of umami with your sweet. It just changes the game.
A little bit of molten sea salt on top, just a touch. So now you have the sweet, you've got the salty, you've got the zinginess of the lemon, and then just to finish it, to cut through that lemon olive oil, just a little squeeze of fresh lemon, and that is that?
It is beautiful. It's almost so amazing. It could be almost Italian in its dessert
It's got a bit of
profile,
an
hey?
Italian
It's got a
vibe
bit of
to
a
it.
sneaky Italian
But with the olive oil, I feel like we can call it
No,
Mediterranean.
completely. But it's that collaborative kind of spirit of combining different flavors in a beautiful way, letting the produce speak for itself, let it do what it does. And olive oil, if you can include that in everything that you eat, honestly, you will add another 5-10 years to your life.
Definitely.
Just from an inflammation perspective. Okay, so this is amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. I think our full menu let's put this little guy over here. You've made me feel like $1 million today. So I'm gonna take you there because we are, well, I say we are giving away 52 million. There is the small matter of 52 million up for grabs in Lotto, the jackpot today. What would you spend that money on in your current phase of your life?
52 mil.
52 million. And I know you make a lot now because you're a boss lady.
No,
and you're doing big
not at all.
things, but,
Wow. I guess I would probably give back to my husband who does everything for the fam, and I will, I don't know, I'll buy us a house. And I'll buy him the car he really wants, and I'll buy a lot of Lego for my kids.
Sure, you could
And then
buy a lot of Lego.
I might go on a few holidays
Where?
to the Mediterranean.
Greece? To
I wanna
every island
go
in
to
Greece.
Cyprus, go to Greece. Yes, I think, and then I'll definitely give back a little bit.
I love that. No, you don't have to say that, okay?
No,
Just 'cause I
that's
said
what
it
I...
earlier, you don't have to
No.
know.
I
love
definitely
that.
will.
Well, we're going to give back right now to someone who thoroughly deserves this because he's just so wonderful and he constantly gives to everyone around him. Mr. Carl Wasty. You can't look that Mediterranean today and not...
But I actually I look very Mediterranean
You
today.
look-
That's it, eh? Yeah.
Perfect. I didn't get the
Ticaris.
brief, man. Have a little taste of that, my friend. See if you can figure out...
what is it?
I'm not going to
what is
tell
it
you.
in
I
here?
want you to try to figure it out
Special
for yourself.
ingredients.
There
Okay,
is
this
a
is
very
great.
special ingredient in there.
Oh. My ex tried this. Dua Lipa.
Oh, well, really? But that's not the reason why she became your ex, though. No.
Well, I had to keep my options
It's
open.
the straw
I'm just saying,
that broke the
but
camel's
this
back.
is, you know what? I've tried this
Interesting, eh?
before when when that little clip went viral.
We
no.
made it viral.
No, yeah, of course you did. Yeah. Well, you made it viral. This is delicious. You know what I like about it? I like the fact that the olive oil provides a certain... There's a great, like a mouthfeel to it.
Yeah.
And then that citrus that cuts through, that takes away some of that sort of coin sweetness or like creaminess as well. So you get a good balance all around. So well done.
Thank you.
And of course, you added the zest, natural oils coming through from there as well.
we go.
Good thing on the palate as well as the nose. Also, I mean, I can describe everything.
How much should we charge for it?
Also
in our
the
little
salt.
restaurant?
Yeah.
The salt,
Yes.
it's accentuating the sweet flavor. Also
Okay.
lifting the entire dish, creating
Every
a beautiful
nut.
balance. And then even the way that you've prepared the glass, the way the sand has been melted down beautifully to create this glass.
I worked all night.
I'm very, very happy with this.
Thank
well
you
done.
very much.
And the spoon, did you like the craftsmanship?
Hold on, let me just...
You might have to dip it again.
This is a... Hold on. This is coated metal, scrap metal, but it's coated. That's the most important. No, I'm kidding. This is great. Honestly, this is really, really delicious. And I'd highly
refreshing.
recommend for summer. And I can't stop eating it.
Hey, but perfect for South African summer. If you're going to do festive in SA, do it like this.
Yes.
Hopefully this has inspired you to look at your festive table in a completely different way because you can create meals that create the social moment. Don't hide away in the kitchen. Be out there enjoying. Let people dive in, express their personality with a little bit more. 2.0. So now that we've got the menu kind of sorted, I think we need some Christmas decorating tips. And of course, with our studio looking as beautiful
Yes,
as it
we do.
is, I think we are perfectly positioned to do that.
We're going to have to do that. It's important. Sorry, I'm still eating. What else do we have?
What are we going to call this? What is their name officially? What can you call it?
A lemon burst.
Lemon burst. I
Lemon
absolutely
burst.
love that.
Also, we've got some entertainment news coming up as well. We've got like our top 3 that we want to share with you. That's going to be great. But in the interim, I'm going to finish my lemon burst. You go grab yourself
We've had about 5
a
lemon
lemon burst
bursts,
of your own. And we'll be right back in the next couple of minutes. Thank you.
Only you can make